Hello everyone, welcome to Beach Investing Legal Series with Shayle Rothman. I'm your host, Andre Angelkowski. This is part 5 of the series, and we are talking today about the risk and penalties of owning illegal suites. So in the Toronto beaches, like I'd say probably 90% or more of all investment properties out there are illegal. When we mean that is that it hasn't been registered with the city as being a legal duplex or triplex, etc. What I'd like to ask Shayle today is, because most are illegal, what's the problem with buying these illegal ones? Why can't I go out there and buy an illegal duplex?
Well, first of all, there's nothing stopping you because it happens every single day. So that's first and foremost. From a seller perspective, you want to make sure that you're having clauses to protect yourself, that the buyer knows that there's no representations or warranties with respect to that apartment. It could come to backfire on you as a seller. As a buyer, at the end of the day, you want to make sure you have your inspections. If it is illegal, you have to make that decision. Obviously, if you're speaking to your lawyer, they will give you advice saying this is the legal scenario. The risks associated with that, which is probably where you need to start, is that hypothetically, if the city of Toronto, for example, ends up coming and saying, listen, illegal suite, we need this to be corrected, you're looking at cost because you no longer have a tenancy. So you don't have a tenant, you have to pay for the tenant's moving expenses, etc. Possible court action, possible fines from the City of Toronto or the municipality, and also the cost of reconverting it back to a single family dwelling, or actually paying the money to make sure that it complies. So there are risks associated with it, but it's just a balance.
Okay, so I buy an illegal duplex. Why would the city come and knock on my door and say, hey you, I know you're operating an illegal investment property here? Why would the city do that?
Given the amount of illegal suites that exist, especially in Toronto, it's usually because somebody has been made very, very upset, or you have a tenant who you haven't been a landlord who's been fixing things on time or whatever it may be. It's things that are usually escalated to the municipality in order to address specific areas, because there's so many properties out there, and for them to actually know, they would have to be advised that there is an issue in most circumstances.
Okay, there's one little, I guess it's a bylaw that I want to mention here, is that the date November 1995 is an important date for investors.
Absolutely.
Correct me if I'm wrong, is from this date, if you can prove that the property or the basement apartment, for this example, existed prior to November 1995, then that gets grandfathered?
Grandfathering means that if you have an apartment that the actual use has not changed since 1995 or earlier, November 1995, as long as you have not made any changes to it, then it's automatically grandfathered, meaning that the same rules that applied before November 1995 apply to you now. So it's what they call legal non-conforming. So at the end of the day, you actually have a legal suite. Now, if you ended up having this suite before November 1995, and then you've made changes, and you didn't have a tenant, or you've made some type of change to this property, well, now the new rules automatically apply, and you're no longer grandfathered.
Okay. And I guess on a side note, a lot of people tell us, well, the city turns a blind eye. There's so many illegal suites, the city turns a blind eye. They'll very, very likely just ignore what you have, whether it's illegal or not, and they'll let you continue operating as is. What's your comment on that?
I've dealt with clients where that's actually, they haven't had any issues. The legal opinion is proceed with caution, because obviously there are risks and it is illegal to have. But again, that's a scenario that only the clients can make in that scenario. If you go in with your eyes open and the information is provided to you, at the end of the day, you have to make the decision for yourself.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you. That's part 5. Thank you, Shayle.
No problem.
And see you next time.